It is that time of year again. We did not do this last year because
We didn't.
There was no there were I don't know. I didn't have enough movies. And I'll be honest right now, I barely have enough movies for this list.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I saw enough movies, but not like enough to put on a top 10. You know?
I get it.
So,
Unfortunately, I saw 43 movies this year.
holy smokes, you wrote down all of them?
Yeah, but most of the movies that I saw, because of what's going on with the pandemic, it's mostly like streaming service. So those.
Yes, those are not.
Count. You don't count those, or do you count?
We count those. I was
Yeah,
gonna say
okay.
they're not exempt.
Yeah,
Not
there you go.
right.
So
Anyway.
top 10 2021 movie of the year. And we're going to go down the list. And then we'll probably give a little bit of honorable mention maybe before we get our...
We'll start it before number 1. We'll do our
Yeah,
honorable
there you
mentions. So rock, paper, scissors, who goes first?
You can go first.
Alright, I'll go first. So, first one is actually an honorable mention from my wife, because, like I said, I couldn't find 10 movies that I enjoyed enough to put on this list.
Oh, man.
So, my wife gave me her number 1, which is West Side Story, which is my number 10. But I didn't see it, so I can't speak to it. I've seen the original.
What?
It's great. I assume the remake is great as well. So
The remake is
West
better.
Side Story.
The remake is better than the original,
Is it?
in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright.
I hate
cool.
the original, so. My number 10 is Raya and the Last Dragon. I think
Raya the Dragon.
it's between The Mitchells and the Machine and Raya, which probably will be one of the best anime this year. But I think Raya was a little bit better.
Okay.
So I think I love every aspect of it. My people. So
Beautiful. Alright, my number 9 is No Time to Die. The latest and last James Bond movie with Daniel Craig. I can't remember what I said in the review. I had some gripes with this movie, but all in all, it's an entertaining movie to watch for sure. Like it's definitely worth watching for sure. So.
my number 9 is The Green Knight. I'm pretty
Green
sure
Knight,
Paul
okay.
didn't watch this.
I thought
movie.
this would be higher on your list, but no, I did not see this movie.
There's actually other movies that are better, but Green Knight, starring Dev Patel. I think that's his name. I don't know.
Dave Patel?
Dave Patel, Dev Patel.
Sorry.
Anyway, great performance. It's all about the journey and about King Arthur challenging his nephew to leave a legacy. And the Green Knight comes along and challenges that, and he goes on a quest. It is a great movie. It is a weird movie. It is very slow pace, but it's well done. And so I would check that out, Green Knight.
My number 8 is Finch. Now, you did not like this movie, right?
And that was okay.
This is on Apple TV Plus, starring
Yeah.
Tom Hanks and just about
A robot.
and a robot and a dog. It's a very small cast, but it's post-apocalyptic future where he makes a robot and he makes friends with a robot and he teaches the robot how to live and the robot begins to learn and stuff, and it's just kind of like a buddy travel movie type.
So what's better, Castaway or this?
Castaway. Yeah,
That's it.
because that was like the pioneer of
Yeah.
these type of movies, and then this one came along. But it's still worth checking out if you have Apple TV Plus.
It is. My number 8 is one of the greatest actors to ever live. It's called Pig.
Nick Cage, baby.
Cage.
I wanted to watch this. I never got around to it.
It's probably his best performance since he won the Academy Award. So the movie is very simple. The movie has a little bit of mystery in it as well. It has that kid from Hereditary, the brother, in it. I don't know. He's from Jumanji as well. It's the new one.
Yeah.
So it's really good. Well done. Great acting. Go check it out. Pig.
Cool. My next one is Luca.
Goodness.
I have this. I've seen this movie probably 80 times because I have a very small toddler son, and he loves this movie. It's his favorite movie. So after watching it a few times, I'm like, oh, I like the message in this. And I feel like this movie had a message first, and then the movie was built around it. But regardless of that, it's still very entertaining. It's Disney Pixar, so there's some effort put into it. But it's not the best Pixar movie I've ever seen. Of course, it's like lower tier Pixar, but it still made my top 10.
Okay. Alright. My number 7 is The Last Duel. It is starring with Ben Affleck.
I have not seen any of your top 10 so far.
You have not. So these are movies. I'm sure you probably won't have seen my top 5 either. Most, at least 4 of them. And so,
okay.
But The Last Duel is a great movie. It's about the last duel that ever happened in France, and they are weird people for doing all these things. But it's about basically 3 point of views from 2 guys and a girl. It's great, well done. Ridley Scott did this. Ben Affleck. Who else is in this movie?
Isn't Matt Damon in it?
Matt Damon's in it.
I think that's what turned me off. Like a Matt Damon, Ben Affleck,
It's good. Adam
18th
Driver.
century, 16th century night thing. I'm like,
It's good. Adam Driver's in it, and so the point of view of the woman is probably the correct one.
Oh, so it's like vantage point?
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's like you see a point of view from Ben Affleck, not Ben Affleck, Adam Driver, Matt Damon, and then from the woman. I don't know what her name is. Combe. Her last name is Combe. So The Last Duel is my number 7.
My number 6 is Free Guy. Ryan Reynolds. It's like,
I have not seen this yet.
really,
Yeah.
it's worth checking out for sure. It's like if you like Ready Player One,
Yeah,
and
I
you
do.
don't respect Ready Player One enough to like
Take it serious.
take it serious. It's like this. It's like a whole video game thing. It's a lot. It's like if you made Fortnite into like a high. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's worth it. Ryan Reynolds does great in it, and it's a fun story.
He's the
it's,
same
It's
guy.
just fun. Yeah, he's a free guy. You know.
He's in every performance. Red Notice, any of his, he's just the same character. Number 6. That was your number 6?
Yes.
Okay, my number 6 is The Power of Dog, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. I know you didn't watch it.
I've never heard of that.
It's on Netflix. It's gonna win.
Where are you watching these movies?
This movie's gonna probably win a lot of awards for the Academy and all that stuff. And so, it's basically, I don't want to give it away. There is a twist, but it is. The theme of the movie is called Gaslight.
Oh, gaslighting. Okay.
Yeah, gaslighting, and you'll see why. Performance is great. Benedict Cumberbatch. You also have
Is there a dog in it?
MJ.
Is it not, or is it one of those movies where
It's the power of it's a metaphor for what he sees.
It's a metaphor.
And so you'll if you watch it, I don't want to give it away. It's pretty good. What's her name's in it too? MJ from
Zendaya?
no, from first Spider-Man. With Tobey
Kristen
Maguire.
Dunst.
No, Kristen. Yeah, it is Kristen Dunst. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting my
Trust me.
Kristen all mixed up. But yeah, it's really good. Really well acting. They will win some awards.
Cool.
Come award season and stuff.
Alright, getting into the top 5 now. My number 5 is Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi. Sorry.
Shang-Chi. That didn't even make my list.
Really?
Yeah.
I really liked this movie.
I do too.
Mostly because of the martial arts. It really, really freaking MCU'd it up at the end. But right up until then, it's a great martial arts movie. And it's got some, like, mystic arts type stuff in there, too, if you're into that.
I love the dad. I love his character.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
He's cool. His complexity in the character. Yeah, so.
Right, for sure.
My number 5 is, I'm sure he didn't see it either, Being the Ricardos. Starring Nicole Kidman and Javier Bardem, I think that's how I say it, as Desi Arnaz and Nicole Kidman as Lucy Ball. It is a great, great movie, great performance. She will be nominated, I'm pretty sure. People will make fun that they don't look like Lucy and Desi Arnaz at all, but they did a great job. And the movie, one thing I do have an issue with is that the timeline is not accurate. Everything in there happened. It's just that the timeline didn't match in real life.
Okay.
And so, J.K. Simmons, I think he's played as Fred.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's good.
Oh, interesting.
This movie is really good because of the performance of all the 4 actors that plays the main character on I Love Lucy. And so go check out Being the Ricardos. It's really good.
My number 4 is Quiet Place 2.
That didn't make my list at all.
No. I got all like the mainstream movies. You got all the deep cuts that are on Amazon Prime.
Indie movies.
Indie movies. But yeah, I liked Quiet Place 2. It basically did what the first one did, and then added to it. Didn't do it better, but it added to it.
Did you like the first one better or the?
I like the first one better.
Yeah.
But this one is really good. It holds a light to the first one, for sure. Anyway.
My number 4. People are going to be like, why is it so low? 4 is not low, but it's still. Spider-Man No Way Home.
That is pretty low.
as well, because there's 3 other films that's better, in my opinion. So Spider-Man No Way Home, it is a great fan service, all-around movie. And the reason why I say fan service, because there are movies out there that has fan service, but it plays no part in the story.
Yeah.
This one, all the fan service plays part in the plot and the story and everything, and all combined. It is a great movie. There's a couple of things in there I thought they could have done with, but other than that, it's not anything worth mentioning. But I mean, 3 Spider-Man, the original, Tobey Maguire comes back, Andrew Garfield. It is a great scene.
Not to mention the villains and
the
stuff.
villains is cool too, which is amazing. So there's a debate going on: is the Into the Spider-Verse better than the No Way Home? I don't know. I think the debate. If I were to pick one, I pick No Way Home, just because I feel like live action has it harder to make those type of multiverse movie. Because anime, you can do anything with it. I'm not saying that anime isn't hard, but it's like it's a little bit more. How do you say it? It's more
complex.
Not complex, but it's just a lot more creative that you can go into animation, because you can draw anything and set anything else as anime. Live action is a little bit different, I think, in my opinion. So
I'm gonna disagree with you. I like Spider-Verse better because
you can't go wrong.
It's a raw movie. Like this one, like No Way Home, great movie.
Yeah,
it'll be on my list eventually. But there's like it's just a raw story that you're going into the first time, so you have no expectations and no, like, you don't know what's gonna happen exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3 is Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Wow, that high?
It's that high. I didn't know where to put this movie.
That should have been number 10 or number 9.
I liked it.
I liked it too. But
there's some good fan service in this, and maybe it is too high. Whatever. But I can't. We didn't do a review on this movie because I don't know what happened. But I liked it because it brought back a lot of what you liked about the first and second Ghostbusters movie, not the reboot.
I hated all the Ghostbusters movie.
Really?
Okay. But I will admit, Ghostbusters Afterlife was actually fun to watch, and the ending. I don't want to give it away either. The ending was really, really touching when they were
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even want to say it because in case you haven't seen it. So, anyways. That was number 3, right?
Number 3.
My number 3, I'm pretty sure Paul didn't see this. It's called Belfast. And it is in black and white. I am a sucker for black and white. It is directed by Kenneth Branagh. And this is basically a story about him growing up in Northern Ireland and Belfast. It is a street actually. And at this time in 60s, the Northern Ireland is going through a civil war between Catholic and Protestant. It's a religious civil war. I think it's Protestant or something. I don't know. Whichever religion started with the P. They were in Catholic. We're not having. They literally would go into your town and literally cause a riot and destroy properties because you weren't part of their faith.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is a great film. It is a story from his point of view as a kid, and the kid that plays, and it is not his name isn't Kenneth, but it's a different character, but it is him as a kid growing up in Belfast, because that's where he was from. My favorite scene in there is when the grandma, if you watch, Judi Dench played the grandma, and it's a closing scene, and she said, "Go and never look back." And it's basically a love story to his grandma and to where he grew up, because Belfast is like a small town where everybody knows you. You
even the Sons of Anarchy.
In fact, cool fun fact is that when Game of Thrones was filming in Northern Ireland, some of the actors that were in the show were staying in Belfast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty, check it out, guys. It's between that and another movie that might win Best Picture. Wow. Belfast. It's really good.
Deep cuts. Have we had any of the same? Actually, right now we'll have the same. My number 2, Spider-Man No Way Home. Like a lot of what Tom said, just echoing what he says, it's just a lot of fan service, but useful fan service. A cool story, way creative. Like it's bringing back a lot of the old villains, and it opens up the world to like a multiverse type thing.
So
and
it set up Doctor Strange movie, which
Multiverse of
I'm
Madness.
so excited.
That's gonna be very cool. So that's my number 2.
Okay. My number 2, sure Paul didn't watch this either. It's called Koda. Koda, it is a story about, it's on Apple TV, Apple Plus.
Okay.
It is probably, if it wasn't for my number 1, this movie would be number 1.
Okay.
I cried. It's very emotional. And it's a story about a girl. It's a coming of age story about trying to find her path. And it's about deaf people. She has her brother, her mom and dad are deaf, and she's the only one that can speak. And so she's translate for them throughout their life as growing up. So I kind of relate because when I was, when we first came here, I was the one that speak English. My parents, my grandma weren't good. They didn't speak English well. So I was the one that would have to translate them and everything, and that would help them to do stuff. And so one of my thing was that when I went on my mission, that was my fears of my family. How are they going to survive without me, being there? And it's the same type of thing. I can relate. Not the performance is incredible because they do sign language, and it is powerful the way the acting. Even though they're sign language, you can feel the emotion that goes in their signing. It is great, a great movie. I would recommend this movie. I picked this movie to be my dark horse in winning Best Picture, and so Koda, really good.
All right. So before we get into our number 1s, is there any honorable mentions you want to use? I'm scraping at the bottom of the barrel here already. So I don't have any honorable mentions.
I would have. You don't have any?
Not really.
Oh man.
I mean, we have our top 5 worst movies that we're gonna film right after this.
I'm excited for that. Some of mine is The Eternals. It didn't make my list, but I thought it was a great movie because it was different.
Okay.
And of course, it's not a perfect movie. There's some things in it that didn't make any sense. Some things that didn't need to be there. But I think Eternals was a great movie that served the purpose that was supposed to set up this different universe that's coming in the MCU. And I love it because it was different. It's not your typical Marvel movie, it was something that they had to change it up a little bit.
You don't think that was your typical Marvel movie?
No, I don't think so. I mean, a lot of people
I'd say that was pretty Marvel.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't see that. I don't see how.
I have an honorable mention, actually. I'm going to go with The Guilty. It's a Netflix movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal, yeah.
If you're an angry white woman, you do not like Jake Gyllenhaal right now, but watch this movie. It's great.
It's great.
Up until the very, 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 very end.
Okay.
Very end.
Very end.
But that's all.
Okay.
Good movie.
My other one is called The Lost Daughter. It's actually yeah, I know you haven't. It's very indie.
We got Jeremy Johns and Mark Stuckman over here,
and it's actually directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, which is Jake Gyllenhaal's sister, her first debut as a director. It's about a mother who actually deal with the fact that having regrets being the worst mom in the world, basically abandoning her daughters and losing her. I think one of their daughters drowned because of that reason. So. Great performance by Olivia Colman. You might know her from the Crown. She's in The Crown and some other movies. But it's a very hard movie to watch just because I have 2 daughters and I consider myself a pretty okay parent. And I love my kids and
You're
stuff.
Great.
But man, for her to choose career and having an affair over your own kid, I don't know how anybody can do that. But the regret part is that actually what makes the movie kind of redeem her as a character. And so, The Lost Daughter. It's really good.
Gotcha. All right, let's do number 1. Do you want to guess what my number 1 is?
I'm going to guess, I don't know.
I bet if you think really hard, you could guess.
I think you and I might have the same number 1.
Okay, my number 1. You want to say it at the same time? No, I'll just say it. Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Oh my gosh! No!
Yep.
That's not my.
That's not on your list at all.
But you know what? I did a top 5 with one of my buddy David Owen who watches this. He has Justice League as number 1.
As he should. Good on you, David Owen. Shout out to Dave Owen. Subscribe to him on the YouTube.
How is this number 1?
How is it not? This is the biggest movement in superhero history.
I get that, but
there was a terrible Justice League movie that comes out, and the fans say, no. You go back and do that again.
David.
And they did.
You better comment on this. You know exactly how I feel. So go ahead.
I don't know why this one... All your little indie movies can go frickin' to France. What, is your number 1, The French Dispatch? Come on, man. You call yourself a movie fan.
It's a good movie, too.
Oh, gosh. This is a great movie. It's a 4-hour epic about the Justice League, how they come together. Restore the Snyderverse.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's worthy of number one of the year.
2021 blew, dude.
I mean, 4 hours. Oh my gosh.
Yes, you have to take the time to set up.
It's good. No, I'm with you. I hated the theatrical release.
Oh yeah,
I hated that.
After people saw this one, everybody hated the theatrical release.
But this one, the Zack Snyder version, was 10 times better than the original, and I agree with you. But to be number one,
all your movies have never seen the light of day in a theater. Give me a break.
Well, they all went to theater.
All right, what's your number one?
You can guess my number one. It's Dune.
Oh,
Dune is the best movie of the year, guys.
I didn't see that.
It will win Best Picture this year. It's between Dune or Belfast. But I do think that Koda has a chance to go up there. It might be both. But Paul doesn't understand.
This is the Academy right here. And you want the Academy? You want People's Choice Awards right here?
Well, look, Dune it's an epic movie. It's directed by one of my favorite director of all time.
Yes, I do. I love Arrival. So
yeah, Arrival was good. Sicario is so intense and so good. So Denis Villeneuve, I don't understand how you don't even have Dune and you didn't see Dune.
I didn't see Dune.
Oh my gosh, you might actually think different if you watch Dune, but that's just my opinion. Number one, I think
I'll replace Dune that I haven't seen with Ghostbusters.
There you go. It's 10 times better than that. The acting is, Tim Chalamet. I don't know how to say his name. Tim Chalamet is really good. Tim Chalamet. I don't know how to say his name, guys. Sorry, dude, if you're watching this. He probably does.
You're not.
But it's incredible that I can see him as an action, acting, in an action movie. He was really good. Everything else is perfect. The cinematography is perfect. It's gonna win cinematography. It's gonna win best sound, best everything. This movie is just your blockbuster of the year. Plus, for those who read the book, I think this movie.
I saw the original, dude.
Oh my gosh, I've seen it too, and it's just horrible.
Yeah, my dad made me sit through it. So
yeah,
maybe that's why I didn't see it. I was like, I don't want to watch that again.
All right, guys, that's our top 10. Please tell us what your top 10 is. Tell me.
Don't yell at me.
If you guys
actually yell at him.
Because we like to know what your top 10 of the year is, because we are interested in people's different perspective. Yes, you can tell.
Unless you're
I knew that our list will not match, except for maybe a couple of movies.
Dude, what was our...
I think the list that was...
Spider-Man,
and I think that's it.
Spider-Man.
That's it.
Very different tastes we have.
Yeah, so I love blockbusters, but I also like those small indie films. So let us know what your top 10 is. Comment below. Let us know if Justice League is worthy of number one. I really want to know what people think.
You can't watch. Whatever.
Till next time.
See you later.
See you later. You have David.